Good evening, viewers. You're watching 6 Stories at 6, the Monday edition. With me, Rakshita Mishra, viewers. The top story that we are going to track for you on 6 Stories at 6 is how the pro-Maoist protesters in the garb of anti-pollution protesters were witnessed in the national capital. Pepper spray, chili spray used against cops, and a JNU link is now emerging as they raised the pro-Hidma slogans, the dreaded Maoist terrorist who has been gunned down last week. Also on the show, the story number 2 on 6 Stories at 6, the warning by Rajnath Singh on the Sindh province, and that has rattled very much obviously and clearly. Pakistan will tell you the reactions also that are coming in on that story. Story number 3 is the terror biting Pakistan, the blast, the suicide attack in Peshawar paramilitary headquarters, and it has resulted in the death of at least 3. Also, story number 4, we can quickly go the roundup. Story number 4 is the silent hunter in the seas, INS Mahe commissioned in the Indian Navy. And story number 5 is decoding new labor laws that have been introduced. How do they affect you? We'll tell you that. And finally, farewell to legendary actor Dharmendra, the original He-Man, and the man with the golden heart. Let's start with what happened in the national capital, viewers. The national capital on Sunday had witnessed a youth protest against pollution. Now, it was supposed to be a protest on pollution, but on the worsening AQI, but it soon turned into something else, and then it resulted in violence. Posters featured Maoist Madhvi Hidma. They were on full display, and slogans raised for him. Police personnel were attacked by these protesters with chili spray, and today a JNU link has emerged to this protest. What exactly happened at the India Gate on Sunday, right in the heart of the capital city? We'll tell you in this report.
This was supposed to be a protest regarding pollution in the national capital. But few minutes into the protest, the real motive was out. Look close. The poster reads, "From Birsa to Munda to Madhvi Hidma, the struggle will go on." The sketch you see on the poster is of the man who was NIA's most wanted criminal. The dreaded Maoist was responsible for at least 26 attacks on innocent civilians and police forces. The Kartavya Path with the Amar Jawan Jyoti for soldiers killed in action on Sunday echoed with slogans in favor of a Maoist terrorist who had claimed many innocent lives.
इसका भी अन्वेषण जारी है और अन्वेषण में इसमें गहनता से जांच की जा रही है और निश्चित ही इसमें कठोर कार्रवाई की जाएगी और इसमें जो पुलिस के खिलाफ बल प्रयोग करना, रोड जाम करना, स्प्रे का, चिल्ली स्प्रे का यूज़ करना, इन तमाम धाराओं के अंदर एफआईआर रजिस्टर की गई।
सर, क्या प्रोटेस्ट के दौरान उन्होंने हिडमा नक्सलवादी से जुड़े पोस्टर इस्तेमाल किए थे?
हाँ, ऐसा पाया गया है और इसकी जांच कर रहे हैं।
The protesters at the India Gate even attacked the police personnel. Sources from the Delhi police indicate that when the protesters tried to block the road, the police tried to contain them. However, the protesters then attacked the police using pepper spray, suggesting that they had come well trained against the police. While the identification of protesters continue, a worrying link, a JNU link to the protest has emerged. Earlier in the day, Republic accessed group chats of JNU students. Here's what our reporters found. The two posters on screen, one by PSA and the other by Disha, both student organizations calling students for action against worsening AQI. But was it ever about AQI? And if it was, why did the protesters chant slogans about Hidma? Why did a sympathy for Maoism surface on the Kartavya Path? In this pathetic trail of sympathy towards Maoists, the Congress party is not behind. Here's what the Congress party's chief in Telangana said, openly sympathizing with Maoists.
Mr. Mahesh Kumar Gaul, sir, yesterday you attended a roundtable conference in Telangana condemning the Maoist the Maoist attack that is taking place in Andhra Pradesh, where the Maoist leader Hidma was also killed. How are you, as a Congress party, you're condemning this particular encounters? How are you justifying something like killing, where Hidma is one of the most wanted criminals? So how are you justifying your take on this?
No, what I mean to say that when Hidma or any other prominent Naxalite leader wants to surrender their arms and get into public life, Government of India should give a chance to them. Without giving a chance, going on encountering people would give a wrong message. And in the past also we made the same request.
The urban Naxals have been unmasked. Why the sympathy with Maoists in the name of AQI? Who trained the protesters to carry pepper spray against the police? And an extremely worrying question: who is brainwashing these protesters?
And on to the big statement that was made by Rajnath Singh addressing a Sindhi Sammelan in the national capital. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh sent out a strong message to the neighbour across the border. Citing the civilizational reference, Rajnath Singh said that borders can change and who knows, Sindh may return tomorrow to India. It's a statement that has sent Pakistan into panic mode. Here's more.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Sunday gave a cryptic yet a clear statement while addressing a Sindhi gathering in the national capital. A statement that has sent Pakistan in panic. Here's what the Defence Minister said.
आज सिंध की भूमि, मेरे बहनों भाइयों, यह भारत का हिस्सा भले ही न हो, लेकिन सभ्यतागत रूप से सिंध हमेशा भारत का हिस्सा रहेगा। और जहां तक जमीन की बात है, तो बॉर्डर्स तो बदल सकते हैं, क्या पता कल को सिंध भारत में फिर से वापस आ जाए।
The Defence Minister's remarks carry an unusual diplomatic weight amid continued border sensitivity with Pakistan and point towards the history of partition and bloodshed, and before that, a history of gradual but planned expansion of Islam in the Sindhu region, initially a land of Hindus and Buddhists. While referring to former Home Minister L.K. Advani, who was himself born in Sindh, and after his clear messaging, the rattled neighbour put out a panicked response. Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs called these statements delusional and expansionist. But what Pakistan is unaware of is its own people's sentiments. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh in September had also made a statement regarding Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, stating that India will get back POK without any aggressive attack, as the people themselves have been demanding freedom from the forced occupiers.
And the Federal Constabulary Headquarters in Peshawar, a federal paramilitary force of Pakistan under the control of the Interior Secretary of the country, which operates overall Pakistan after 2025 ordinance, came under a big attack, suicide terror attack. And police say that 3 suicide bombers targeted the compound, triggering a heavy exchange of fire. All 3 attackers were killed, but not before 3 personnel were also killed. CCTV footage from the incident has emerged. Here's more.
The Federal Constabulary Headquarters in Pakistan's Peshawar turned into a battleground on November 24th around 8 a.m. after a group of suicide attackers targeted the compound. CCTV footage from the compound has emerged showing the explosion in the area. Police say the assault began with a suicide bomber blowing himself up at the main gate of the FC headquarters. According to Peshawar CCPO Dr. Mia Saeed, FC personnel immediately took positions and engaged the militants. The attack came at a tragic cost, with 3 FC personnel were killed while safeguarding the compound. Hospital sources confirmed that at least 5 people, including 2 FC personnel, were injured and shifted for medical treatment. The Saddar area around the FC headquarters was quickly sealed off, with traffic diverted and a full search operation also launched. Deputy Commandant Javed Iqbal confirmed that a comprehensive investigation is underway, with officials examining the CCTV footage to trace the attackers' movements. A new 186-page IMF report has flagged serious concerns about Pakistan's governance, saying corruption has become deeply rooted in the system. The report clearly shows that corruption is hurting the country's economy, weakening institutions, and pushing away both local and foreign investors.
A major development for the Indian Navy. INS Mahe, the very first ship in its new Mahe-class anti-submarine warfare fleet, has been commissioned today, and the huge ceremony took place. The important ceremony took place at the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai, and it was hosted by Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan, the flag officer commanding-in-chief of the Western Naval Command, and presided over by none other than the Chief of the Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi. INS Mahe marks an important step in boosting India's coastal security, especially when it comes to detecting and countering the submarines in shallow waters. In fact, Republic TV also was on board the INS Mahe, giving you a closer look. Here's more.
India's naval renaissance has taken a decisive leap forward with the commissioning of INS Mahe, the first vessel of the Mahe-class anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft. The commissioning ceremony was hosted by Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan, Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Western Naval Command, and presided over Chief of the Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi. INS Mahe marks the arrival of a new generation of indigenous shallow water combatants that are sleek, swift, and resolutely Indian.
Target Alpha, bearing 050. Launch. OW, full head engines.
प्रचंड युद्ध की बारी है।
A vessel that embodies Atmanirbhar Bharat, a symbol of India's unshakable resolve to master its own maritime destiny.
It's a huge boost for Atmanirbhar Bharat also. This is over 80% indigenous content, I think. So tell more about it.
So talking about the indigenized component on board the warship, so if we talk about the weapon section is from the starting is the indigenous rocket launcher, which has been made by the Larsen and Toubro. And if we find is the SRCG gun mounts for neutralizing the surface and the aerial threats. If we go behind is a TTL, the triple tube launcher, which has been made by the Mahindra Defence. Also, if you can see on my aft side, this is the ATDS decoy launcher, which is used for seducing the torpedo away from the ship.
And the other side, what is this?
That is the same launcher. There are two launchers which have been provided in case any submarine, adversary submarine, tries to fire a torpedo onto us. This will automatically deploy the decoys, and because of that, the ship will remain safe and the torpedo will be home on to the decoys.
The commander Amit Chandra Chaube also shed some light on the history of the ship.
What is the history behind INS Mahe?
So we had a ship which was earlier serving the nation from 1983 to 2006 and was named as INS Mahe. She was an inland minesweeper. We are the proud recipients of the legacy which they had been there, and we are will be carrying forward the legacy of erstwhile INS Mahe in the future.
INS Mahe's crest features an urumi, a flexible sword from Kalaripayattu, symbolizing agility, precision and lethal grace, three qualities that define INS Mahe's operational ethos. From 130 vessels in 2020 to 145 today, and a targeted surge to over 200 by 2035. At a pace of one new ship every 40 days, Indian Navy has the fastest commissioning rate in the world. This isn't just fleet expansion, it's a maritime revolution. INS Mahe isn't just a warship. She's a declaration that India relies on no one to guard its seas and shores. Because now in the open waters, INS Mahe sails for India's maritime future, resplendent, self-reliant, unbreakable.
India's new labour codes bring in significant changes for the employees, aiming to improve working conditions and benefits. In fact, key highlights include a national minimum wage that covers all workers, reduced gratuity eligibility period from 5 years to 1 year for fixed-term employees, and mandatory free annual health checkups for workers above 40 years. In fact, there are multiple rules that have been introduced that bring in changes for different work fields as well. Here's a detailed report.
India's workforce is getting a major upgrade. Effective from the 21st of November, the new labour codes are here to make jobs fairer, safer and more flexible. From high wages to work-from-home perks, these 12 changes empower over 50 crore employees. All employees, regardless of the employment sector, organised or unorganised, or wage ceiling, now have a statutory right to minimum wages. For the first time, gig and platform workers are included in the ambit of social security, with aggregators required to contribute a percentage of their annual turnover to a dedicated fund for benefits like life and disability cover and health benefits. The eligibility period for gratuity for fixed-term employees has been reduced from 5 years of continuous service to just 1 year. Employees working beyond normal working hours must be compensated at a rate of at least twice their normal wage rate.
Dharmendra passed away today, breathing his last at the age of 89. We take you through his journey and what happened today.
Veteran Bollywood actor Dharmendra passed away today in Mumbai at the age of 89 due to prolonged illness. Condolences poured in from across the spectrum, including Bollywood, political leaders and his fans across the nation and even globally.
मौका दिया मुकद्दर ने, दिल दिमाग एक हुए, नेकी भी साथ हुई, मेहनत और मशक्क़त के मंजिलें तय होती गईं और हम सरखरू हुए.
Dharmendra, who was affectionately known as Bollywood's He-Man, was one of the most iconic and enduring figures in Indian cinema. His health deteriorated today morning once again after he was earlier discharged from hospital the previous week. His journey from being a small-town Punjab boy to a celebrated superstar epitomizes hard work, versatility and charisma. Dharmendra Singh Deol was born on the 8th of December in 1935 in a village in Ludhiana, in a traditional Jat Sikh family. He initially attended the government senior secondary school in Lalton Kalan and then went to Ramgarhia College in Phagwara for his intermediate studies. His education finished at standard 12th, but Dharmendra's resolve and passion for acting ushered in what was to become a legendary film career.
उनके नाम जो नहीं जानते कितना दम है मुझमें.
His debut movie, Dil Bhi Tera Hum Bhi Tere, was in 1960, but the 1966 blockbuster film Phool Aur Patthar brought about the leading man with a distinct screen presence. In Ramesh Sippy's Sholay, released in 1975, he shared screen space with Amitabh Bachchan, Sanjeev Kumar and Amjad Khan and is still remembered for his imitable portrayal of Veeru. Dharmendra was initially known as a romantic actor, but due to his imposing height and his versatility, he became the perfect choice to fill action-oriented roles. The films such as Mera Gaon Mera Desh in 1971, Rakhwala in 1971 and Jugnu in 1973 revealed his capability to take domination of the silver screen through his brash energy. In the early 70s, Dharmendra became the first Indian actor to be voted among the most handsome men in the world. Through the 70s and 80s, Dharmendra worked with some of the biggest names in Bollywood such as Bimal Roy, Yash Chopra, Raj Khosla, Ramesh Sippy and Rajkumar Santosh. His commercial hits in 1990s include Veeru Dada, Nakabandi, Farishte, Tehelka, Kshatriya, Maidane-Jang and Dharma Karma. His best romantic pairing was with actor Asha Parekh, with whom he had 5 hits: Shikhar, Aaya Sawan Jhoom Ke, Aaye Din Bahar Ke, Samadhi and Mera Gaon Mera Desh. His next best pairing was with Hema Malini, with whom he did 35 films, of them 31 had them as a leading romantic pair and Dharam Hema had 20 hits and 15 flops. Dharmendra and Hema Malini married in 1980 and they have 2 children together, Isha and Ahana, and he has 2 sons, Sunny Deol and Bobby Deol, from his previous marriage to Prakash Kaur. In 1983, Dharmendra diversified into production and launched his elder son, Sunny, in Betab, which was produced by his banner Vijayata Films and went on to become a huge hit. In 1990, he produced Ghayal starring Sunny Deol in the lead. The film was the second biggest hit of the year and won 7 Filmfare Awards, including Best Film and the coveted National Film Award for Best Popular Film, providing wholesome entertainment. Dharmendra will remain as an iconic hero whose impacts far outweigh movies, as he has won prestigious awards, accolades and had a huge net worth. Meanwhile, fans will be able to witness his charm and acting yet again on the silver screen, as the veteran actor will be seen playing the role of the father of a 21-year-old Arun Khetarpal, played by Agastya Nanda, in the highly anticipated movie titled 21. India remembers Dharmendra.